welcome back, everybody, to the world of madness. So, is it dark in here? Have I turned the... Nope, yep, there we go. So, welcome back to the Week of Madness, where we are working on the Tomb of Tukar. And last time, we managed to get this door working. So, if we come down here... Yep. We find this little place. And if I... Let's see, if I route an inverter into this, and I can just have a button press, pretty much, instead of a lever. But basically, this just controls this entire door. So if I flick that, it makes an awful lot of noise, but that then opens the door. And if we wait a little bit, it will close itself again. Or it should. It did yesterday, so here's hoping. There we go. Hurrah. So, we need to get that working on the other side. We need to make it a pulse kind of system. And from that, we'll then be able to actually have these doors working properly in toto. And that will be the releases for the minions in the course of our planned boss event at the end of this dungeon. I haven't actually figured out a Skyrim way of how you get out of here, so you might just have to walk all the way back through the dungeon. But that might be hell. I'm not sure. Other than that, though, folks, I might be a little out of sorts today. I think I said as much yesterday, in fact, but in this particular instance, it's not a sleeping issue, because I had plenty of sleep, that's to be sure. Okay, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, at least, and we'll make it 5, just to be on the safe side. Well, it's a thing called executive dysfunction. Let's see, we need 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like so. So, I'm gonna take a wild guess and say most people in my chat room know what executive dysfunction is already, but for the purposes of educating, executive function is basically, in a nutshell, your ability to go from having the physical capability and awareness of needing to do something to actually doing it. It's sort of like, it's the push start button kind of thing. And executive dysfunction is when that, for whatever reason, isn't quite working. So you know very well that you should get up and get some food and then do, like, stuff like streaming. And you have plenty of sleep, plenty of energy to do it. But you just can't summon the will to do it for some reason. And that is executive dysfunction. Okay, so one of these I need to basically establish as being the down. I think on this side I did it as the far left. Yeah, as this one. We just need to make sure it pulses twice, pretty much. It doesn't actually care. It doesn't really matter too much. It's not the sin of sloths, or... Nor is that particularly a very kind way of putting it. The sin of sloth, for one thing, would imply that it was your fault, which is definitely not the case with executive dysfunction. There's no conscious involvement in it. And by many accounts, you have to consciously and willingly commit a sin for it to be an actual commission of a sin. So, bleh. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. Okay, I gotcha. Do I have the stuff on me? Well, not currently. But I will in a moment to make the observer block I'm going to need for this. Yeah, executive dysfunction is a thing. So, yeah, executive dysfunction can have a lot of different causes. Very few of them are the result of the person actually having it, but... sloth is a rather different thing. Sloth is laziness, it's having the capacity to do a thing and still not doing it, yeah. We're getting into some deep, deep knowledge here. 3 and 4. There we go. That, because we're going to need a line here. Okay. And, let's see, so then we need... I think we put power into here, so we go along here. I think that's it. And this is just a pulse lengthener, because the pulse from the observer block is too short for the doors. And if I grab another one of these... And a bit of lumbar. Lumbar supports. There we go. And 2, 3. And part, those points of having a silk touch pick, you never have to worry about running out of stone. Okay, so that needs to be a repeater. This needs to be not lapis ore, but you know, we don't actually have much use for lapis ore, but you know, we'll take it. So yeah, it's fairly common as a thing for people who have for people who are neuroatypical, I'm going to say that, as well as people who have various mental health complaints. Isn't lumbar something in the spine? You are correct, Pura. Okay, dot a redstone here. Need a few more dots as well. Entire line, in fact. So yeah, that's what I'm dealing with today. Can be a symptom of burnout, can be a symptom of autistic burnout, can be a symptom of a lot of things. It's also often frequently brought on by stress. Okay, this one, closest one, gotcha. And 1, 2, 3, 4 repeaters necessary. So, yep. There. Just repeating our work here. Let's see, 4 repeaters, 2 torches each will require 8 torches, which I do not currently have the lumber on me to make. Quick maths. There. And last one. Okay. And now we hope to see if this works. Okay, so door closed. Door open. Very good. There's a hole here. I should fill it. I should also move so that I don't get stuck in there for a bit. Good. Okay, so now both doors are working. So let's get these running on the appropriate kind of signaling. Using a inverter going into the appropriate position. Namely, this, I think. Where did I put the lever before? Yeah, just right next to that. So if I just have a torch here, it will accomplish the exact same thing. But I'll be able to use it with a button. There. So both of these should be closed now. Nope, one's open. Okay, gotta send a pulse into it. But luckily, I have buttons. Which I should probably leave in situ. Just in case, for purposes of maintenance, I guess. Okay, so now they should both be closed. Yep, good, right. Yeah. The unfortunate thing is there isn't really much that I'm aware of in terms of a cure, or at least a treatment for executive dysfunction, so it's just sort of something you have to deal with every now and then. Now let's see, the next thing we need is a randomizer that ensures one output, one of a given pair of outputs, but not both. Because that will mean that both doors are open simultaneously, and that might be a bit much. There it is, okay. Trying very hard not to instant mine away the lever, well, the inverter I just put in. That should be a hole right there. Oh no, good. Okay. I don't think we'll need to pop into the to pop into the test world for this next bit, thankfully. Ooh, I am running out of... There, okay. Polished granite. Gotta have me polished granite. It's the only way I know not to remove a block. Oh boy, the iron again. Okay. So, we need a randomizer that picks one option and not the other. Now, randomizers themselves are actually fairly easy to make. So if I go all the way over to here, let me see. I should. Okay, no, further up. Because I need to be somewhere in the vicinity of here. There we are. Okay. Big mess of wiring. Big mess of wiring that you can tell I spent a long time in, because there's these still here. Okay. So here we have an array of 4 randomizers. I think they're all very simplistic. So they've just got 2 items in them, one of which stacks to 64. And every time they get a pulse, they are able to shoot one of those 2 items up using the RNG that's tied to droppers, and then we use a comparator to draw the signal out. So in this case, we have low, high, high, low, or if you prefer it in binary, 0, 1, 1, 0, and that then decides the code that is being set for this particular run. So with that, you're able to then determine which buttons you should push, but of course, it's randomized when you enter the dungeon, and you don't get to see what the code is. So, yeah. So, this is a very basic randomizer, works pretty well, but because it relies on this, we're going to need to do some little chicanery to determine exactly what our output is. But that should do the trick, I think. Also was having trouble watching a movie. Turns out she was just had... Well, I know we have a new subscriber, Mayos. So if Mayos would like to shameball, then go ahead, but, Anyways, back into the hole, as it were. Right. So, we need a randomizer, and then we need an output limiter from the randomizer in order to determine which of these 2 we're going to trigger. I'm just going to rotate this a little bit. There we go. Thankfully, that part's fairly easy, but we haven't needed more space. So, yay for instant mine. At least 4 different subs in the chat besides me that have access to the shape ball. Yeah. I did actually get an email from Twitch recently saying, "Thank you for telling your subs about Amazon Prime." Amazon might work its customers to death, and it, well, might work its employees to death, and Jeff Bezos might be a very shady character, but can't fault the service they provide. Like, consumer end, it's pretty top-notch. Given how all electrical systems induce bias in a randomizer, I wonder what form of bias the Minecraft redstone system induces. If nothing else, the coding of the game should cause some form of bias. It does. It is commonly known, I believe, as the northwest or the southeast bug, more or less. Because the blocks of redstone all have to be calculated in the same process of basically everything else updating. And that process goes from one direction to the other, and then from north to south. How about the southeast? I don't know. Either way. Yes. So consequently, if you orient some redstone devices one way, they'll work. If you orient them 90 degrees to that, they will not. Which is a huge problem when you're building stuff in like a test world and you then try to get it onto a server or something. To say nothing of the causes of the troubles caused by latency, which can make entire finely tuned systems completely shut down and break. Had that problem before. I think I once made like a 4x4 door on one server and it did that, and it was just... why? Why? Have I not suffered enough in designing this thing? Okay, so... we need ourselves a dropper. Thankfully, I brought along over a stack of cobble, so we shouldn't have that problem again. And we also need ourselves a hopper. And we'll probably have to need about 3 blocks here. Nope. Oh, no, 4. My mistake, but we can probably bring it forward. No one, that's fine. And I'm just going to need a piece of that. Okay, do that. And with that, I just need to crease this more. Yeah, that should do. Okay. Right. So there's a randomizer. Very simple. Incredibly simple. Now, if we don't lock the hopper in the course of this, then what we then get is we pulse it, and then we have to have a reset button, essentially. In this particular case, we probably don't need that. But we do kind of need an AND here. We need some outputs, and we need some AND gates. We can make it very simplistic in kind of a way, but the compass dependency of redstone. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Just ugh. Got a sub-star when I'm not actually subbed. Oh, that's interesting. A little bit of a bug for Twitch there. Alright, let's just upload some XP while I'm there. And grab some wood. Creepy noise. I wish that creepy noise was actually tied to something. I wish it wasn't just creepy noise for the sake of creepy noise. You done? Okay. Right. So, what we can do is have a redstone torch here, and a repeater here, and that will mean that we are then able to say, do not output a signal if like, one is on but the other isn't. Yes, sorry, Aeneas, sorry. Ooh, actually, I may actually need that. Yeah, I guess we might as well turn on those. So, if we have, let me just stick a lever here so I can actually test this. Always test your redstone as you go, it's very helpful. Let's trick candlesticks in it there. Okay. So here we see that we have a signal strength of 3, and that's going all the way over to here, which is, we actually only need 2 of these, but yeah. If instead I stick, say, an arrow, we see that this torch is still on, because the power is only 1. So, using that logic, we should be able to determine which of these is going on, and whether or not we care. So we need a repeater here. And we need to feed these into something. Game runs exactly 1 check to see if it should play creepy noises. Yeah. So that. And that. Be a little bit further out. Or I could just lower it, that would also do the trick. Kind of. Okay, we'll need to go in this direction anyways, so play. Okay. So if I now put another torch on the end here, we essentially have what is called an AND gate. Which is to say that if this is on and this is off, this turns on. So if A and B, or in this case, if A and not B, then true. So it's a little bit of logic. So if I shove that in, still nothing here because we have one and not the other. Oh, actually, no, that's because this is happening. I see, we're getting some feedback. This is why we test. So, to fix that, what I can do, on the basis of the length of this, is just pull this out of block. Like so. Alright. Let's try that again. And now we have it on. Because one is on and the other is on, and that's actually not quite what I wanted. Okay. That's not the logic I was looking for. But it's fine, because we can fix that. We just replace our torch with another repeater. It'll do exactly what we wanted to. And let's put that on max delay as well, just so we know that this has time to actually send power through, which will cause us to always have the right signal. So now both of these are on, which means this is not ready for this one. But if we put something smaller in, such as, why not, a piece of redstone, we get our signal out. Grand. And then we do basically the reverse on this side. So, doop. Actually, do we even need the reverse on this side? Because this side we're actually just looking for the top value, which can only ever come out into one circumstance. It's just right there. So probably not, actually. Okay. But either way, we do need to have a little build over here. So that we can actually reach this flip. Okay. And this ideally just needs to be a pulse. We can accomplish that by just sending a pulse through. We can also accomplish that by having an actual pulse generator over here. Because that would mean that even if this somehow gets stuck, say if the clock freezes at some stage, it'll still work just fine. Now what I don't know is whether or not the next version or something is going to break the redstone here, but then that's always a problem you have to go with. Check, the only world I have of a nether portal. I went to the nether, died in here, and oh my god, so much stuff was where I died, but there was no lava. Oh, been there. Been there quite a bit, actually. Was there for like 6 months. That joke might work a bit better per if that was not almost guaranteed to happen at some point again. Okay, we'll put that on the floor as well. Right. So, that then gives us the next one over here. And this will need to go a little bit further out. So we'll see that there. Okay. Bit more redstone. Thankfully, I have plenty. Wishing I had a witch farm right now, but you know, we deal. We make do. Oh, actually, this probably doesn't want to be a torch because there's no actual signal here, so we'll just put a block there. I'd say that's a slight waste of redstone, but you know, you always need more torches. And lost your flint and steel. Oh wow! Can you imagine that? You die in the Nether, and the only thing you lose is the thing that got you there in the first place. Right. So now, if I put, we'll say that, and let's just quickly make ourselves a wooden sword. Why not? Into here. And we'll get rid of this. Okay. And now we check if this will work. Nope, that triggered both of them. Probably because the pulse was so short. Okay. So we do in fact need to have this locked for a time. I believe I can do that. That time it picked one. Okay. And that time it picked both. Interesting. I am curious to figure out exactly what's going on there. I wonder if a comparator would be better here. Because a comparator would have less signal delay, but it also takes in just the power it's getting, which it would just move one, which wouldn't be too bad here, at least. Okay, we've got full power here. Let's see what's happening. I see. It's because this one's going off. This one's turning off first. You click on slow off, basically, here. Which, hey, we can accomplish that. Quite easily, in fact. We were talking about that just yesterday, in fact. There. So with that, it should only trigger the one. Let's find out, shall we? Okay, good. So that's that running. And in a while, it'll then just do the whole thing. Okay, is that all done? Looks like it's all done. Yep, low one again. We're looking to see the high one here, come on. Okay, it hasn't reset yet. Good to know. Still, I should just hardwire this at the moment, shouldn't I? It still never behaves on camera. Come on. Okay, right. Oh, for Pete's sake. Okay, fine. I'm just gonna hardwire this again. Just gonna take the arrow out. Now it's guaranteed to actually, like, get the right thing. Once it finishes that cycling. But that's why I say we should probably have a pulse generator over here. Okay, that's good. That's definitely triggered that side, but then it was doing that initially anyways, so minimal concern. And if we turn it off, we're still getting a pulse out here. Oh, right, I'm a derp. I'm a derp. That was my fault. That was definitely 100% my fault. Right. Good. Very quick. That's not good. Okay. do we fix that part then? Because the trouble is there's one more tick here, but if we have... Guess I need another repeater here then. Or else I need to just decrease that, I guess. We'll see if that works. Perfect! Hooray! Ah, thanks, Meg. So that takes effect faster than this can, so consequently this prevents it that, and then we turn off the power. This takes longer, well, this takes effect faster than this can, so consequently that's updates properly. Hooray! We got it working. We got it working. Arrow back in. Okay, so now... Whoop. Retrieve my lever. And we put pulse generators over here, so that we don't really need to worry about it. Well, we don't need to worry about it generally, I guess, but it's probably wise to anyways. And we could do the good old-fashioned pulse generators for this, I think, as well. Which is... doop, 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 doop. Good and reliable. Always good. Well, reliable's always good, I guess. But this might be getting a bit long in the tooth. I think. But I can definitely see how to fix that. Okay, so we then add ourselves another repeater. So you always need more toll figures, why? Since no work adjusts level on 100 repeater cross fingers and braces. Well, yeah. Always test your stuff as you're building it, because you don't want to get to the end of a system and then figure out, oh hey, there was a problem I made like 13 blocks behind or something. There you go, one pulse generator. Nice. Compact. Not tileable, but nice. And we just add the same thing over here. So let's see, it is in line with the repeaters. Got it. So, there. Okay, good. Speaking, need to gather up the granite that I put down there, but I might as well. Tidy, if nothing else. Plus, if the purpose of the granite is to make sure that I don't dig out something that shouldn't be dug out, although admittedly instant mine here is making that a little tricky, then that's still good. Okay. So now it shouldn't keep looping if we lock this, which is kind of the major point here. So if I do this, you see that that's running, but it's already turned back on. And we don't need to worry about the signal length here on the virtue of the fact that we've already got the timer running that. So yay, good! So let's just build ourselves a quick little clock. We could use redstone torches for that. I'm more prone to using hoppers for this kind of thing. Hence this. This is a very nice, compact way of making a timer. I love it. Very reliable, very programmable. Little overkill for most things, but works very nicely. And you get two different signals, so it's good. Okay, so for that I'm gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Turn it all into wood. Turn it all into chests. Get a bunch of iron. I love being elevated by my chests there. Turn that into hoppers. Condense the leftover iron. Nope. There. Right. We're gonna need a little bit of space here. This is mostly just for demonstration. But we will allow this particular clock to tick over only A, once we've actually started the boss fight by closing the door, and B, until some condition is met. Most likely, there'll be, like, some item drop that you have to give to demonstrate that the boss is dead. Which is a system I think Hypixel used at one point in time, but I don't know if they still do that. And if I had command blocks, I would just have it be the condition of, is the boss still alive? If the boss ceases to be alive, then I would probably just trip a memory latch and I'd use that, but we don't have that luxury. Not here. Okay, so it is... there, there, there. Okay, so we want there and there. Wait, no, we don't want that to be a whole different thing. I am sleepy. Brain no worky. That kind of day. A couple of those. And these two. Stick an item in here. We'll say a piece of stone, because why not? And up here we'll say a stack of stone. We'll say a stack of stone. Oof. Tongue twisters. Okay, make 3 of those, because we're going to need quite a few. And some more redstone. There we go. Do 1 of those. I have no lumber on me, that's why I can't make more sticks. Oh, I'm out of oak wood now. Ugh. That's worrying. Three, 6, 9 we should need. Yep. Okay, so this needs to be feeding into there. And that into there. Wait, is that correct? Yes, that's correct. There. And now it's ticking over. Slowly but surely, but always in one direction. And from that... well, actually, we can probably just... Firstly, we can get rid of this. Don't need to worry about that too much right now. It'll tick over just fine. Okay, so if we stick ourselves, and if we put a piece of redstone here, probably good, yeah. Okay, so if we hop up here, we should see these doors opening randomly over time. Emphasis on we should. So let's see, last time the left-hand side opened. Is the right-hand side going to be next? Who knows? We don't. And that's the point. We avoid... well, firstly, we avoid just throwing everything at the adventurers that are fighting in here, but we also avoid the players knowing the sequence, which is why we have randomizers in the other section there. Okay, yeah, right that side. And if I want, I can make a very long timer out of that thing. pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. But yeah, we're going to need a memory latch attached to, presumably, the button that opens the door behind me. So you press that button, the door opens. Short time after that, so the door closes again, and that closing triggers the boss kind of systems here. And then the reset is an item of some kind. So maybe the boss is carrying a skull or something, of some description. But yeah, that looks to be working just fine. So let's just stick this on pause. Prevent it from shifting this around anymore. And let's make this slightly longer. I'm going to say at least another half stack in here. Alright. So if we feed power into one of these blocks, it prevents the state from changing, the direction. What we can also do is just feed it into here, which will mean that the items can only flow in one direction, which is another possibility. But yeah, suffice to say, we now need some kind of T flip-flop down here. Actually, no, what we need down here is probably just a NAND latch. Or an RS door. I did a whole video on memory gates and such in Minecraft, and the names of them always elude me. Let's expand this a little bit just so we have some walking space. Maintenance of redstone circuits is at its absolute most hellish when you don't have the room to walk around. So there we go. Great. Couple torches as well. I might change those out for sea lanterns at some stage. Sea lanterns, glowstone. Anything that provides light without actually giving up a particle, because particles will reduce people's FPS a lot. And we already have a lot of particles from the redstone, as well as the torches. So, it's something you need to think about. So let's see. I think we can just get up here a quick moment and take that, do that. Put a torch back there. Right. That is where the sarcophagus goes. So there, going up through here, is where we need to have basically a launch pad for our boss. And oh boy. To get that going, we need to have a system that allows us to not necessarily drop items onto a creature, but we do need to have a way of conveying the creature into sort of like the pod, and then lifting it up pretty much right when the memory latch gets tripped from the door closing. And there's a piece of stone up there that's going to bother me. There we are. So we already have a triple piston extender design, so let's use that once again. And we can either have them come up to here or a block lower. I think there works best for me, as far as I'm concerned, at the very least. Which might be a little bit complicated, but we'll try it. At the very least, we can try it. That's why we built this thing so low. Partially why we used sand doors, because we can build them lower. But, okay, so there's that. 1, 2, and 3. So around about the ceiling is where we're going to be starting this. And which direction do I want to orient this? Because if I do it this way, I'm going to lose me ladder. So let's move me ladder a bit. Good to have it here. Here might be in the wiring, but we'll see. Yep, it's in the wiring. It's fine though, because it's at least near some low wiring. I don't have any more of this on my... Easily fixed. For answering the bonfire, have you decided on a start mechanism? Player puts a sacred tablet back on a plinth or removes a golden idol. The activation is that you enter the antechamber. The door into the burial chamber is closed. You push a button, be obvious and apparent. And that then triggers, firstly, this door to open, and then there's a timer. And a short while after you come in through here, the door closes behind you, and that starts up the boss fight. That's the trigger. Look that there. Okay, now we don't need to worry about me losing my ladder here. Okay, so there's our sarcophagus right up there. We could make it being removing from a plinth, we could make it doing a bunch of other stuff, but I think it's probably just easier. It's simpler at the very least, and it's more intuitive to say, oh, you come in here and then the boss rises because you've beaten your way past the traps. Okay. Oh boy. Right. 3 blocks below. 1, 2, 4 blocks below appears to be that. Well, if I build this too low, then comedy, I guess. So let me see. I'm going to need to. This is again with the walking space here. Wishing I had more space there. Why would we just imagine the hieroglyphics around that button reading, "This way to treasure chamber, not a trap, we swears, is safe, go get goblins now, no undead guardians here." Well, that sounds very much like how a kobold might put it, but, yeah, I guess. But anyways, okay, so 1, 2, 3, yeah, it might be a 4th block, actually. Either way. 1, 2, 3, and then there's our pistons. So then 1, 2, and 3, and that is our base level right there. As near as I can tell. Okay, and let's build this in this direction. I think. Do I have the space? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can just about make it. I might have to do some fancy wiring down here, but I could just about make it. Or I could build it in this direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, or this direction. There's an idea. Right up against the randomizer. I think this is probably the best way, the better option. Okay, so it is repeater, observer, repeater, and block that we then actually like trigger. And then on the other side it is observer, observer, piston, observer. Let's get ourselves the let's get ourselves a bit more on the side of actually having the materials we need here. I'm still carrying this lily pad. Dang it, why? Why am I still carrying this one lily pad that I picked up over by the Hubris Harvester like 2 days ago? Hey. Right, anyways. I have lumber, I have piston, well I have cobblestone, I have redstone, I just need some, I just need some iron. 3, 4 of these. I'll make 3 though, because I don't have quite enough lumber on me. But it's a start. And now I have that backwards. There we go. Okay, and 4 of this. Gets me there. Right. 1, 2, 3. And another one on this side. There. I think that's correct. Also should light this up. Like your lucky 4-leaf clover, only as a lily pad. My lucky lily pad. My lucky lily, if you will. Okay. Not looking too bad so far. Okay, right. So now I need observers, which is going to require... Boy, how much here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 2 is 10. I grossly overestimate the amount of quartz I need there. Yay! It's the best kind! The best kind of estimating when it comes to quartz. Precious quartz. Okay, and we need... Oh, nope, that block is there. And then... There. Nope, not like that. Where's the other one gone? Did I pick it up already? I hope so. Yep, like that. Grab that. This one needs to go on top of here, so loop, loop. And the other one, our last one, needs to go on top of that. Same that way. Okay, so a couple of repeaters and we should be good. And this needs to be on 1 and 4. So that one's fine. We need a little bit of lumber. There we go. Get that. And we're out of redstone. Hey, story of my life, story of my life. This is why redstone is always harvested in vast quantities. Right, and if we put a button there... where's my... Okay. Okay, grand. That does not give us very much room to work with here, but it should be fine. So if we bring this back down, top of this is going to be where our boss is waiting. Oh boy. No point in a one-punch boss, I'd never bother with that. Let's see. As far as one-hit kills in line go, though, I feel like no event will ever beat Killmageddon on Spring Realms where the server screamed balls as like, oh yeah. Right, yeah. Wrong button! I remember that. Okay. So, at this level, we have room for 3 different dispensers. Which is good, because I have 3 different potion effects to apply. But that is pretty low, I have to say. That's pretty high. Like, right there. But the idea is that we trap, presumably a named zombie villager or something, here. Probably called Tukar, why not? And then, upon the closing of that door over that way, dispensers fire splash potions at them, and they get lifted up, so that they are released from their sarcophagus. Rise from your grave. And I do not have any sandstone here, so let's pretty this up a little bit, shall we? Oop, nope, there we are. Oh yes, lightning. Oh right, yeah, that was a whole different thing. That was when we were implementing the spell system, which was also done entirely in command blocks, as most things in Spring Realms were. I can offload a ton of this stone while I'm at it. So far, we have gotten a timer hooked up to a randomizer that selects one of 2 doors every time it pulses around, which allows us to release 1 of 2 sets of minions. Is there not a chest ahead? Yeah, there we go. Let's keep a stack on us while we're here. Or close to it, at least. That was like keeping cobble. It's like just keeping cobble here, I guess. Yeah. Okay. And that goes there, and that goes there. Good. Alright. Sandstone. I have plenty of it somewhere. There it is. Grab that. And some of that. And even some of that. Why not? Okay. And let's make this thing look a little prettier. I've got plenty of stone. I can make some slabs if I need to. Yes, you can see the chat on stream. Congrats. Actually, which reminds me, one quick hot minute here, because I have just realized what I forgot to do, which is go into the streaming menu on World of Madness so people could potentially join me here. There we go. Now people can see. Now people can actually join me if they are around and feeling intent on getting in on this action. This hot redstone action. Okay, so a little bit of decor, and we'll set up some more redstonery. Yum. Right. All of my stuff is down here. So I'm going to need some stairs for this. Oop. Elevate a little bit there. Good. I think, if I put full blocks here, it'll be a spawning point, which is not good. I could put some carpets on top, but carpet breaks instantly, even if you've got mining fatigue, I think it is. So, Hearing a teacher that reads Free Spooky 5 Me is a big mood. Yeah, I can understand that. I can believe that. Seems legit to me. Yeah. No one ever said building a big redstone-enabled dungeon tomb would be easy, but, you know, here we are. There, and here we can just have like glass or something, or even just a half slab. Why not? And the same there, giving us the implication, if nothing else, of the tomb. Now I think I can put that there. I think this will still work. We'll find out in a moment. Okay, so far so good. Beautiful! Okay. So if we just plop this up to its least, see how it looks. Completely spawn-proof. Good. Right. Does this want to be a block over, I wonder? Would it be better a block over? I think probably. I wish I had some, like, chiseled sandstone half slabs, but I do not have that option. Alas. But yeah. Okay, so let's see how that looks from the doorway. Take out that. Oh, criminy. Okay, that's a lighting glitch, but oh, that looks pretty sweet. So you come in here, you've got your light maybe on moody, if you're me, and just, this is what you see. And then, and then, so, just like, a heavily armored zombie villager rises out with potion effects and stuff from the middle of this, and just like, oh, prepare for your grave, yada yada. My lighting glitch makes it look spooky. Yeah, I might change up the lighting glitch a little bit there. Just to make it a little less severe. Cost me nothing to fix that up, at least. Okay, particularly since I'm going to need to have a container up here anyway, so yeah. There we go, so now it's more specifically the sarcophagus that's doing the glowing. Welcome to die! Is that... No, that isn't centered. That's interesting. How have I managed that? Okay, so, have a look at that now. Is it centered now? Yeah, that's better. So now it's just the whole thing. Good. So, can't place torches anywhere in here, save for the walls, obviously. Which is fine, because players are allowed to bring torches, but it's generally meant to be a bring what you're given kind of situation. And we'll have lights on the sides here, and these will light up. That's the next thing we probably want to hook up is whenever that gets whenever one of these, one of these. If one of these gets turned on, we need to light up the corresponding light. Minecraft and Redstone always makes my brain hurt. Oh, it used to. Honestly, it used to be a case of I was absolutely certain Redstone specifically hated me. It used to very much be a case of I was absolutely, completely certain that there was no way I could get Redstone to work right, and it was witchcraft. And there's still a level of Redstone that is to me, but you work with it long enough, and it starts to make a degree of sense, and it starts to behave. Anyways, let's get some decor upstairs before we start on a little bit more redstone work here. I get that brain hurt when I look at their full-blown computers in Minecraft with 16-bit processor that can do math or play games and everything. Yeah, some of them will even play Minecraft at a startling 0.01 frames per second. Let's have some smooth stone here. Oop, not quite that much. Still waiting for somebody to make a mod that gives you miniature cables or pipes so you can put them both in the same block. I believe Ender.io does that. It wasn't since I played with them, but I'm pretty sure that happens. Single pipe wiring block? Yeah. Still waiting for a mod that does this. Oh, you mean like XX? You mean like X? I was amazed to find out that nobody had done what Various Oddities does. No one had seen, like, the trouble of finding mods that have specific cool models for your NPCs in custom NPCs, and made a mod that just added cool models for NPCs. Like, Nops, who made custom NPCs, made props in various commodities. But nobody had made anything like anything for the models, so you always had to install an entire mod just for, like, one entity model or something. With all the stuff that came along with it. It was like, okay, this causes me so many headaches. I can't imagine what that's like for, well, actually, no, I can imagine what it's like, because I've done that. It's what prompted it. What it's like for, like, mod pack makers. Who, they need to make, like, a cool-looking NPC, but they need to add a mod that adds, like, world gen, and items, and game mechanics, and all sorts that they can't get rid of, or that they can't config out of existence. So then they have to spend, like, another hour working with Craftweaker or whatever to make sure that nothing is even visible. Which then creates a whole ton of console spam, because you've now removed items that are probably used for somebody's achievements. It's just like, why? Don't most people just throw up a pack and not do much of NPCing? Yeah, it's more for... Custom NPCs is definitely meant more for, modded Minecraft adventure maps. But they're still fun. They're still fun to tinker around with. You can't make them do anything you don't already have, like, access to, so... The main thing is to be careful of how many of them you make, because they can be kind of stressful, as we've noticed. Yeah, exactly, Wolfram. Don't have to deal with that anymore. Although no Gorbats either. And they were nice. I like the Gorbats. I also really like the models of the lizard men, but then, hey, I got very, very quickly tired of having to deal with some other modders' poor choices. So now the only problems we have to deal with are mine. You miss them? Oh. Well, if you find the Welcome to the Jungle mod, you can rip out the sounds and just replace certain sounds that we use for the kobolds. Ah, I'm not carrying sufficient sandstone. Yeah, the total absence of conflict was massive. Very well. Oh, and I'm completely out of sandstone down here at all. Okay. Up to storage we go. And I'll put a torch here. There shouldn't... The odds of something spawning in this 3x1 space is pretty low, but yeah. Knowing my luck. Exactly, Rafe. If you missed the what's up, just make your own sound pack. Wolfram, I had to deal with Welcome to the Jungle before the server went live. How do you think I felt about it? I had to deal with it before you even started playing. That was my decision? Yeah, everything's my decision. But, the amount of info available on Welcome to the Jungle was not exactly magnificent. Whereas everything in Various Oddities is what you see is what you get, pretty much. Anyways, it's gone. We don't have to deal with it anymore. Only problems left are anything that I code in. Yeah, this mod laughs at world gen rules, spawns these structures in the exact same location every single world, but doesn't actually say where that is anywhere. And has dungeon loot that, like, starts a quest line and everything. It's just... so annoying. This feels like a good place to have either an exit or a mural or both. need to do a test to see what the heck is destroying my FPS around the guild? Oh, the Mercenary Guild. Suspecting it's the auto smelter, but without some single player testing, I can't be sure. Yeah. Testing, I feel like it's a good habit to get into, testing things. Like, if you change something, getting in the habit of testing it quickly, if not immediately, is always good, so you know the ramifications of the change you've made. But just getting into this sort of almost scientific method kind of mindset of, here is the circumstances, here's the conditions, here's the variables, what happens when these variables change, is there a pattern to how they change, that kind of thing. It's advantageous in private as well as in public, as it were. But okay, so let's try and run this line over to... do we want to... No, we don't want to be doing it there. We want to be ideally getting this power right here. We want to be using that, inverting it, and setting it up so that we can see exactly what's going on here. So, can we place... Nope, they do not pass power. Okay, Can I use the other side, then? I probably can. Right. If we use the side that we're not using, then we essentially get an active timer, so that'll be good. So let's grab a bit more redstone and a bit more of this. Gonna need at least 2 here. Okay, and so that. Alright, so we grab that, get our signal coming out, stick that into a torch, and stick that into another torch. On that, we are not going to be using a torch stack here. I'm just getting a signal, because that signal coming out there is tiny, because it's just one piece of redstone. It's just one piece of stone. Okay. So, now I need to dig way up. And a little bit out as well, so let's just open this door. Let's hit that again, because this is the timer works on toggling it. Okay, what is the Z coordinate of our torch there? It's negative 3132, okay, which I think is just behind the wall. Just turned up, I gave you a box of frozen pasties and a giant Easter egg. Oh wow, yeah, it's right here. Okay, so move a couple blocks, and there it is. Wow, I was dead on the first time. What are the odds? Okay, so that is the block we want to be putting power into. And we're going to be doing a little hocus pocus using slabs, I think. Which I have precious few on me, but stone will do. Uncle Egg. Ugh. That sounds somehow very, very wrong, Wolfram. I don't know how, but it does. Okay. Come back up here. Our redstone. So a piece of redstone there, a piece of redstone there. And there. There. Yeah. 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 And from there we can probably just do that. Alright, if I swap that around, and we trigger this appropriately, then we should be able to see that working again. Hopefully. We also have to be careful now, because now we have wiring that might be exposed to water if we're not careful. NASA engineer line. Oh god, yeah, back in the days. An uncle named Egg. Hey. Right. So, what's the best way of doing this? Probably just taking out the wooden sword in here and just letting it run, I guess. Oh, hello, creeper. How are you? Okay, lights on. And it should turn off once we... Or it should turn off shortly, at least, before that turns... Oh, before the door closes. Hey, nice! Let's wait a little bit, see how it looks when it comes on. And we get my torches off, there we go. A little bit of time, a little bit of time. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. I am the man who arranges the blocks that descend upon me from up above. They come down and I spin them around till they sit on the ground like hand in glove. Sometimes it seems that 2 blocks is fine on the line, so... Oh, there we go. Hey, hey, nice. Pretty sweet. Hooray, works. Works just fine. Okay, so we'll turn this off again. Give it its wooden sword back. Hooray! It works. It works good. It works well. It works appropriately for the situation. Ah, right. Now to do that again. So, thankfully I already have a torch over there. Too late, Kyo. Too late. Okay, can I build myself? Yes I can, okay. I can in fact build myself. Hooray! Self-replication. Alright, out there. So that gets us our initial signal. Oop, and I'm going to need to open that door. And it should be on the same level as well. Hey, I did it again! What do you know? I should be so lucky, 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 lucky. Okay, I do, however, need more redstone. As ever, I need more redstone. Ooh, Twixes. I'm more a fan of Snickers, personally, but ooh. Twixes are nice. More a fan of Snickers. I like the peanuts. The crunch. I like the crunch. Okay, and that's not all of it. I think that is. That should be something I can easily wall away. Ever have a Snickers ice cream bar? Once or twice. I couldn't tell you a specific instance, but I think I have. Okay, so there was that creeper down there, wasn't there? I should probably go deal with them. Now, the ideal here would be that I actually have a delay on the signal, so you see the light and then the door opens up. But, that's possible, but I think it's kind of micromanaging things a little bit. So, we don't need to worry about it terribly much. It would just be easy, just, like, a couple of repeaters into there. But, if I... Oh, yes, there you are, you're still here. Not anymore. Goodbye. And that indicates there's a dark spot down here I need to be worried about. Okay. Hello. What? Oh, that's interesting. Huh. How very strange. Okay, so there's dark spots up there. Thank you for being my litmus test there, zombie. Let's see where this goes. I think I remember being in this cave. Like, it's one thing to find a cave you've been in before. It's another thing to actually, like, specifically remember it. I'm actually quite low on torches. Ooh, that's ocean right there. That's gotta be ocean. Ooh. Gotta be careful there. Oh, and there's a couple spots there that I'm pretty wary of. Hit, no, hit, up. Thank you, game. Okay, that's probably light enough, but just in case. No kill like overkill. Again, we need to be careful that there aren't unsanctioned mob spawns in and around the... Hello again, how are you? Go away. In and around the... Hell, wow, okay, you're dressed for success, sir. But you're not getting it from me. We need to make sure that there aren't unsanctioned mob spawns around the dungeon because it will cause, firstly, balancing issues. Secondly, it will have gentlemen like these who might cause damage. And that's the last thing I need. Ow. Unfortunately for you, I'm immortal. More or less. Depending on a certain definition of immortal, anyways. Surprised how much I've lit up around here, but apparently missed. Did I run out of torches? Was it late in the day? What's the cause factor here? Come on. Lang's impromptu caving. Nope. Here. Gotcha. Oh yeah, that's just basically an entire cave here. I didn't remotely map out. Okay. I am, however, now in range of the beacon, so these guys are wrecked. I do have enough for a little bit more. A few more torches, should I need them. Oh good, it's a dead end. Except I don't have access to Lucky Dicks on me right now. I'm not carrying any coal, so I can't actually make torches. There's a bit more there, it seems, but this is probably good enough. I can probably leave this iron at this stage. Whee! Oop. And, yep, there we are. Thankfully, this was inaccessible. Or, non-traversable, I'll say. Oh, I was wondering, why is there a stack of just, like, stone in, like, a stalagmite, as it were? Oh, it's my ladder. That's why I use granite, everybody. That's why I use polished granite to indicate things I shouldn't remove. Downside of lighting up a massive chunk of the underground, that one little cave you missed turns into monster heaven. Yeah. Right. Up here, we've got our lights there, all hooked up, nice and gentle. So now, let's do a little work here. So let's just bring this back in. Okay, alright. So we want to have 1, 2, no, 1, 2, 3. So we don't have dispensers there. We ideally want to have a piece of glass here just so we can see our boss, see if he's actually there. And a feed system of some description is going to be an absolute nightmare unless we have like a piston here. Like a slime block piston kind of situation. But I'm pretty sure you can't push dispensers in any fashion. So it might just genuinely be a case of luring a name-tagged zombie villager into the hole, as it were. Which... it's not the hardest thing in the world, it's just not great. I'll probably have glass here. Okay. But that sorts that out. It was the monster mash. Hey. And I'm stuck. Had to happen eventually, there we go. Ah. But at least I am not stuck at home. Well, I kind of am, because I live here and also I work here, so I have precious few reasons to leave the building. Even fewer now that I actually have, like, online banking set up. Right, I should have some glass upstairs that we can use. Let me just get rid of half of the junk I'm currently carrying. Probably this as well. Okay. And how's this looking? Still good, but I need to close that door. Yep, there. Ha! Right. So yeah, next job is get the dispensers in there and tie that up to a system that actually controls the lift. And then have ourselves a little memory latch. Great. Which we might be able to get done today. I'm not sure. We'll find out, but this is looking pretty good so far. It's only taken me, what, nearly 9 hours? Well, about now it's about 8, but still, quite a few hours. Several hours. At least 3, my dude. And also I should make some more sticks. Well, some more torches. I should grab some coal. Here, grand. Do we want to make it just white glass? It'll make it easier to see through things. I'll take that. Actually, what's easiest to see through in terms of stained glass is black. But it's gonna be dark in there to begin with, so. And oh hey, some slabs and some sticks. Hooray! We're saved. We have sticks. Exactly the same amount of coal as well, huh? Why is that not interesting? It doesn't actually show torches in my recipes here. Huh. How very curious. Oh, there we go. Okay, apparently I've just never made torches since the recipe book was added. Yeah, so we'll keep just glass. We are going to need some string, which is probably going to necessitate a trip back to the harvester, because we're going to need 3 per bow per dispenser, so that's a total of 9 string, and I'm only seeing 1 in here, so, yeah. Thankfully, the harvester provides greatly. Then I probably need to get some kind of potion system going up. So what we're going to be doing is giving our named zombie villager, in addition to quite a bit of armor, we're going to be giving them the effects of strength, speed, and regen. Which will firstly make sure that they're actually at full health when they enter. We'll also make them a little bit more durable, even over the armor. and it'll also make them faster than their minions. So you might be able to like backwards just like kill what do we call it? Murder centipede. I don't know. Murder centipede, the zombies and stuff. But the actual boss, it'll be faster than you. So something to consider. And how's the light? Light's good. Okay, right. I am going to take a quick bathroom break, and I'll be back in a mo. So stay tuned. Alright, welcome back everybody. So, just whilst I was out there and Buzz was announcing the status of their Enos to the entirety of the Houston Outlaws Discord channel, we need to head over to the Cuber's Harvester to pick up some string. There might be some over here actually. Probably should get rid of this chest quickly. Oh, yep, there is a single string. Okay. Unfortunately, you can't use enchanted bows when making dispensers, and you have to use fully repaired bows when you're making dispensers as well. So that's something we have to. That's the cross that we must bear. But here we go. So all the way down. Maybe this will be like my job for day 5. We'll just like decorate these nether tunnels a little bit. Which we will get free dispensers. Oh, free bows. Because when we could use enchanted ones, I'm pretty sure you can't. There really is a bit of a waste. Either way, I guess we can find out. I do have redstone and cobblestone on me, so not impossible. The MBT data is all wrong. I don't know where it actually listens to the MBT data, I guess. Okay, we do not have any unbroken bows. Okay. At least not on this side. Over here, on the other hand, we absolutely certainly do. Why is there 19 sticks in here? What? How bizarre. Anyways, free bows. And my pick's doing okay, so I don't really need to worry about that. Gubbins here I can do with grabbing. God, putting a witch head. Ooh, if we used a witch head, that would make it. Firstly, it would make the boss pretty obvious. I can't add enchantments to that, which is a slight pain. But a witch head would be very distinctive, and if we had like a special skull on them, then we would be able to filter it in an item filter, which would allow us to determine have they beaten the boss. It's an idea. Let's remember that. But I would need to have at least 2 witch heads, I think, to do that. So, not doing that today, most likely. Not that it takes very long. Nope. And I have 20 rockets. Shall we try and fly back to base? In the dark. No less. Yeah, sure, why not? Tally-ho! I'm pretty sure it's mostly north. Mostly. Oh, and whilst I'm here, I can finally drop off this damn lily pad that's been in my inventory for I don't know how long now. Ow. Ow. Screw you. Dang it. Hoisted by my own petard. Over here, guys. Oh, hey. I was just thinking of you guys. Oh, come on. How many more are there? Is this some kind of horde? Is this some kind of horde of zombies? How the heck many more around? Jeez. Oh, you. I hope it's just you. Rest now, please. Finally. Oh, good. Ah. Hello, Enderbob. How are you? Nice. Lily pad. Apparently there's just one missing here. Huh. How odd. Oh, there's a couple missing. What's happened here? Really? What? Seriously? Is that... Wait, hang on. Is it possible that the command block chicanery that Monkey has for when you're walking about and accidentally, like, trample the grass is causing the lily pads to go away? It's one heck of an edge case if so, but, you know, Oop, didn't grab that. Catching air, there we go. Okay, well there's Savannah, so we're on the right way so far. These aren't exactly very fancy fireworks, but they get the job done. Think we're on the right track? I think. We'll find out one way or the other, I guess. Oh yeah, we totally are. Because I know that particular cave. Which I wonder if I can fly through. Nope, not a chance. Okay, fine. Just ram myself into the wall. We are at Ashlon. Which I think is actually its name. So yay. And for those curious, I was listening to I think it was the Suffering Game arc of Adventure Zone whilst I was building this in a time lapse. Just a little bit of trivia there for you. Frequently I'll listen to like podcasts or watch shows on Netflix and stuff whilst I'm working on projects and time lapses and stuff. Just sort of, here is a big bulk of time in which you are doing something very mundane, repetitive, and not requiring a commentary. So, go off, I guess. I think is the current meme. Yeah, it seemed appropriate also to be working on this place whilst listening to that. Okay, we can get our dispensers from up here. You can only make them one at a time, so I'm glad this makes it easier. There we go. What kind of twisted mind comes up with such a thing? A DM. Question answered. But hey, you have to say you've done well when your players are sufficiently worried about the lives of their characters without their lives actually being endangered. Because the whole point of that arc was that the characters were suffering, but not dying. Okay, so we want glass. Wait, no, we don't want to put glass there because that has to get lifted up. So we actually want to put it about here. If we want to have an indicator, we have to have it there because this gets pushed up. Well, good thing we're not dealing in baby zombies. This is no child's dungeon. And thankfully I'm packing this. And it would make sense then to have all of this be glass. Yeah, so there's no way we'll see it there. Yeah. Okay. Actually, I'm just messed something up. Good. And because that's a half slab, it doesn't looks like we don't actually trigger the dispensers either. Glorious! Hurrah! Actually, I think we need it. Big piece of glass there. We can see, like, that position quite happily. Okay, prepare for digging, everybody. There we go. Mr. Robotis, welcome. So, okay, so we've got that sorted. So now, let me see. So we feed our man in there through the hole, hit him presumably with a harming potion just to make sure he's at top whack. We put strength, regen, and speed potions into these dispensers, and then we need to trigger those first and then this very shortly afterwards. Okay, we can sort that out. So we just give ourselves some blocks to there. Feed a signal into this one there, and that'll give us a trigger on all three of them. And then we just send a delayed signal into this. Thankfully, these only work once per pulse, so if I have a long pulse, it'll be perfectly fine. But nonetheless, I'm going to need a little bit on the side of scaffolding here. Flip. Right. And probably some vertical redstone. Unfortunately, vertical redstone only goes up. It doesn't go down, is the problem. So we're going to need to worry a little bit about that. Probably be good to have this on the side slightly. Oh, this is going to get messy. I can already tell this is going to get messy. Okay, let's... that. Okay, if that's going to be a repeater, we just have that there instead, and that brings us off to the side. So like that. And down to there, and here we can have a repeater with a much longer delay. So there, 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 and there. And then we need two repeaters. Or a repeater and a comparator. Either way it works. Okay, so... there. Nope, not quite there. There. So that there. And this here. Okay. No means of getting these actually stocked for the most part. So I'll have to probably do that manually, but there are worse things in the world. Okay, button. The only thing that concerns me here is, with the way this is currently set up, we'll pulse the dispensers every time we send a pulse into this, and we're going to have to do 2 pulses in here to retract it anyways. For now, this will do. We just need to make sure this works at all. Okay, and... good. Right. We are probably going to need some kind of memory latch to know whether we're retracting it or whether it's going up. That's fairly easy to accomplish. Remember, this has to stay up the entire time that there's a battle. At the very least, like, maybe I should just have a NAND latch on this. Just because otherwise, players could potentially fall into the sarcophagus, and they'd be stuck there and scuppered. Which would be not good. Okay. Memory latch time, I think. So we just tied this to the on signal. Whereas this needs to actually have an actual status on it. So, to that end, let's see if I have... Okay, need to extend this back a little bit more, I think. And this up a little bit. Maybe not that one. Blink. Nope, that'll mess with our lighting. Blink. And we need redstone there, and on top of that, but I'll get up there in a quick moment. There, and we need 2 torches. So 1 there, and 1 there. That is a very, very classical memory latch. Okay, good. So now we only get power going to that on one direction, whereas if we plug this there, whoop, not quite like that, although that's actually not a bad idea. Okay, let's try that. Ah, dang it, now you don't work, of course. There. Take me way out here. This does need to be a pulse. That's probably quite a bit longer than this will give us, but it's probably fine. It's probably fine. So, let me feed this into there. That. Right. Couple of buttons. So one of them are reset, and one of them our firing signal, as it were. So the only one that will actually power the dispensers is this one. That signal was definitely too short. Judging by that. Okay. But let me try this one, which only fires that. Okay, good. Just need a much longer signal. Hey, that's fine. I can deal with that. And I think what we determined eventually was like 4 repeaters. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Except that one's not going to feed into there, so is it? So yeah, I just need to build this out a bit more. I got the time for that, okay. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and a 4. Except that one's going to be into it, so we need this. Let's just do this the easy way. Just go in a straight line. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and that'll be 4 right there. Getting pretty far away from this thing, but that's fine because this actual connection signal doesn't need to go out this far. More redstone required. Okay. Got ourselves room for 4. Good. Repeaters. Good repeatery boys. Right, always boys. Good repeatery children. Let's add a torch just there for now. Okay. 1 repeater, 2 repeater, 4 repeater more. Okay, so we need 8 of these. Actually, no, we need 6 of them because we've already got 1. But hey, I wouldn't say no to more repeaters. Okay, so that should be an appropriate length signal. We'll drop a button in here just to give ourselves control of it should we need it. Through there, you could. Good, self-fixing. Right, so now. Okay, that's a little odd. How's it gotten stuck up there, I wonder? Ah, is it... Yeah, it's because there's power going into here. So, to fix up that, we need to... ideally have a pulse generator up here. Well, that we can do easily. Just needs a little bit of nether quartz. Except no, I don't, because I only need to go in on the first time. Okay, so yeah, I need a pulse generator. Oh boy, okay. Pulse generator I can do. Okay. We don't have much room here. In fact, we have no room. So, this is going to get interesting. And a bit, I think the phrase is squirrely. Okay, so there's our input. And going into that, we need a torch as well as a repeater. So we'll have our torch there. Or should that be the repeater? This is going to be a pain in the neck. So there's that going into there, so then I definitely need the repeater section, so that's at least 2 lines. Bring out another block, put that there. this there. There for a moment, and then do that. Ugh, the things you do with redstone when you're out of space. Okay, well, we need another repeater. There. Okay, so that gives us a quick pulse whenever this turns on. Very quick pulse, which should hopefully be faster than the pulse goes into the bottom there. Which block am I standing on this one? If not, I can always delay that a little extra as well. Okay. So into that state, this should be up. So now I push this. Nothing happens to the dispensers. Good. Go round. As near as I can tell, that worked flawlessly. So when the system wants to start, we just trigger this top button. Ha! Jobs are good. Jobs are good. And then we can also use the state of this over here to control this clock. Okay. We just have to get that signal over here. Okay, well, that's not the worst thing in the world. This place already hit spaghetti level long ago, so I don't think I need to worry about it too much. There's Factorio, like, structures that are less convoluted than parts of this dungeon. But what do you expect? It's redstone. Probably gonna need a repeater in this somewhere. So in the state when this is on, we want this to be actually turning off over here, so that's good. Okay. So that there. Enter that. And I guarantee this is gonna have a length problem. Which is fine, because that means we can actually build in a delay here. So the boss will show up, and then there'll be a slight delay before the doors start working. Okay. Right. That does also give us the opportunity to control both of these from one line. Which is good, because that brings us closer to that. Okay, let's try it. Alright. Looks like all of that worked. Night, Wolfram. Slept well. Am I still on Moody? No, I'm on Bright. Okay. Okay, that seems to have worked out all right. presuming we're looping on the basis that that door closed, but we'll find out in a quick minute. Also seems like it might be a little long. I'm not sure. I guess it would seriously depend upon how many minions are in there. I haven't fully determined how exactly I'm going to be adding the minions. Just that they will be here. They will be painful. Obviously, I can't just have a harvester floating above the place. Although, well, there's an idea. That'd be a nice idea for a build next map. Actually, it's like there's a ruined harvester and we're living in it. Okay, and if we stop this. Then, yeah, this stops it. Or it will do once that signal actually gets through. Once this is ready to reset, it will reset. But I probably should reduce the number of items in here, because this is looking a little bit long. But yeah, so it's there, it can't move, so it's stuck there. Okay. What is the maximum length of this line? I wonder. What's the closest to this that I can put that? Right. Okay. What next? What next? We've got the lifts. Well, we've got the lift for our boss as well as the potion effect dispensers. We've got the doorways randomized and running on a timer for the minion releases. We don't have a stop button wired up yet. But boy, is adding the wiring for that going to be fun. We don't have the actual minions themselves wired in because we don't currently have access, as far as I'm aware, to the mob spawner command blocks. To the best of my knowledge, down there. Okay. I'm just gonna clear this up a little bit. Oh, did we? Yeah, I guess we did. Yeah. I should put a block on this to make sure that doesn't happen again. Nope. Should also put up one over here, just in case I accidentally blocks into that. Always guard your hoppers in redstone. Anywhere else I'm using redstone? Yep, over here. And over here. There. This room seems uneven to me, and it probably is. I mean, it's not so much a room so much as a cavity. But, yeah, either way. It does its job, it does it well. Right. Get rid of that coastline. But it's a nice indicator, so we've got it instead. So yes, when I need to reset this place, I need to find a zombie villager that will pick up items, rename it so it doesn't despawn, give it some armor, and I need to lure it into here, drop it through the open sarcophagus, and then the whole place is loaded. Basically, it's ready. It's ready to run. Which should work just fine. I feel like I need another piece of. Let's see how the lighting looks up there. Keep this closed. It's gonna look weird for the moment, it's fine. Yeah, I probably need to fix that up a little bit. So probably a bit more glass. Which is fine, because I have a bit more glass. A bit more glass I can do. Don't throw you into space, Nick? What have I missed? Throwing Nick at a what the hell conversation have I missed? Whilst I've been busily tinkering. The Yahoo space program has a re-entry protocol? Oh, unlike Leica. Now, the duration on splash potions isn't magnificent, so the boss's abilities will take a steep dive at some point in the course of conflict, but hopefully by that point they'll have done their job. Like, I'm very much expecting there to be teams of adventurers here, so it's entirely possible that they'll just take advantage of the fact that players can attack from longer distances than zombies can. Which is a limitation that I am unfortunately not really able to get around. That's why we have the ads, as it were. Okay, so we want all four of these sides. To be glass, so they'll carry the light. And I'm going to put a block here just to make it a little potentially harder for any zombies to squeeze out. Doubtful, but you never know. Okay, that's already a bit better. So just those two back pieces now. Fortunately, I don't have quite enough. There we go. I don't have quite enough glass for that, so I'm gonna have to go smelt some. Which I think means I might actually have to go harvesting some sand. Because I don't think I actually have any sand left. Anything here I can upload? Yes, there is. Just pack these away. So, gubbin blocks, gubbins, woods, and ores. There. And that. I do not have room for the 36 coal ore I have somehow obtained. Okay. It's a lot smaller, isn't it? My current campaign has only been brought down once by the boss of an encounter, and that was because the boss had gotten caught by the Paladin's Don't Move spell. Right next to you, I'm guessing? Okay, up we go. We'll grab a shovel. We'll grab Diggy Dig, and we'll go see about grabbing some sand. I don't know how many deserts I've just basically completely annihilated just for glass. So in this particular map, I've done quite a lot, because there's a lot of glass involved in making the harvester. Dig, dig. There's literally one piece of sand. Wow. How are we for daylight? Bad. We are bad for daylight. Okay. Boss got held back while we dealt with his pack, so the alpha didn't get the benefit of pack tactics. Oh, I see, I see. Right, we have 28 minutes for me to finish up with this glass. I think I can manage. Ryan is the voice of your helper in StarCraft. You must acquire additional redstone. Well, maybe there's a voice pack in there. God, maneuverability gets so much better when you have a pair of mending elytra and a pretty much unlimited supply of rockets. Yep, there's nothing left here. Nothing. Okay. Heat metal is your favorite spell? Heat metal is very powerful. Produce flame pretty good too. Whoop. Fortunately, for blocks like this, you don't really need instant mine. You just get it as like a bonus of having a good pick. A good pick, a good shovel. A good spade. Slave shovel or spade? I genuinely don't know. Okay, Nope, I have no idea if my language is set to American or actual English. Okay, this should be way overkill for what I already need here. Not for working on the harvester, but good enough for what we're doing right now. That might want to do things too. This look mildly more natural. I always like to leave these places looking maybe not as good, but at least not awful. If I can manage it. I mean, I've pretty much gone that route anyways over here, so... Right, back home. No time at all. And there's the Guardian Grinder on the left there. And if you look at the left side of the elytra, you'll find that there is the Guardian Grinder, where Guardians go to die endlessly en masse without any hope of survival. We find this to be quite pleasant. Shovel is pointy and curved, whereas a spade is flat and wide. If there's an actual distinction, I'm not aware of it, because what most people call a shovel in the US and stuff is just a spade over here, so might be colloquial. Okay, and this is not quite a perfect auto smelter because it does not in fact distribute the goods, so either way I'm gonna have to do some work here. 2 stacks. We'll make 2 stacks. Oop, missed one? Yes, I did. I definitely need to overhaul half of this room, but it's fine for now. I sense this will be a problem. And it's not one I can easily get to fix either. Oh. There you are. Okay, so there. Everything else has their spare piece of coal but you. There we go. Ha! Right. Already way more glass than we need. So I guess the next thing, we've now basically got our memory system. We've got our lift, we've got our dispensers, we've got our doors. So now we just need to make a button in the antechamber to open the door into the burial chamber, but which will also trigger the memory latch for the boss fight when a timer runs out. Nothing doing, I think. Yep, there's the 2 pieces when we made 24. Oh boy. Just gonna fill the whole thing in. A little bit less concerned for potential problems there, aren't we? Okay, there is one hole, and through that hole they shall go. Right, so let's just bring this back down. Did I? No, I did not. Okay, I did not bring it. I did not send it up by the main control. Hey, we got a nice little look through the hole there. Which might actually mean there's more lights than planned coming through here. Let's have a look. Nope, that's fine. If they get this far, it's probably right about to trigger anyways. So, it's probably fine. I also have to remember that, unlike the power gamers on my Patreon server, the people on this server are not quite as skilled. Like, they're not exactly the kind of people that play this game to do it well. Unlike me, stood in my redstone wiring of, like, more or less I'm making gods here. Jeez. I wouldn't call them noobs, but, you know, they've been playing it long enough. But, their content is frequently more based on silliness than competence. Which I think I manage a bit more of a balance of. Okay, so, we need ourselves a button. And I think the obvious place to put it would be around here. And I don't think I have any smooth sandstone on me, but I probably have some in the chest down there. Yep. Or would chisels be better for this? I guess it depends on how it looks with the button over it. Okay, it's not terribly bad. If we grab the... a little bit more smooth here. Grab that, and let's grab some of that as well. Let's plug that there. It becomes very obvious. We can have another one on the other side. Just as a symbol of, oh hey, this is the thing you need to do. This is the MacGuffin, if you will. Won't really matter which one they push, we'll just link them both together. Okay, and a couple buttons. Okay, just the one because we're going on time. Okay, there. Right, there's our buttons. And we'll be filling this in with the actual stuff in a little bit, I guess. God, leaving something down here is going to be a complete pain in the neck. Ooh. So, from there, we trigger a timer, and from the timer, we then get a initial pulse that opens the door, as well as a closing pulse that closes the door and triggers the memory latch for the boss fight. So we need to go a little bit back here. To there. Once again, redstone does not go downwards. I mean, you can if you use the way that we used it in the like spire over there. Is that we just have a dispenser full of, I think it's just cobblestone, so 9 stacks of cobblestone. We are never going to need more than that. And when you hit the arrow, it just dispenses, it just drops one straight down and triggers a signal with a pressure plate. But the problem with that is it makes it once in 5 minutes does it actually work. But then you already have to worry about that as is because of the inclusion of, because of the intention being that you're opening it using using arrows hitting wooden pressure plates to begin with. Yes, we're going this way. Okay. Channel tunnel. Shake hands. Alright, and just there for evenness, why not? Go get me redstone. And then we can dig our tunnel to get to here when we trigger that, as well as everything else. Nearly done. And where are my gubbins still upstairs? Huh. Okay, well, I guess I'll just grab the gubbin blocks then. Maybe that's why I never seem to have materials, is because I keep leaving them everywhere. Potentially. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, should be well within range. But just for safety, on the middle is where we'll have a repeater. So we can actually get the signal out. And hey, I'm dead middle. Pretty much guessed that, but wow. Yeah, we should be able to get a repeater here, no problem. Okay. So from there, we send a signal over to just behind that repeater. Can we figure out how far from that repeater can be? Most plausibly. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, no, it's from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 here. Because then we go into the town with the swerve, so probably why does that happen before that. There. Right. Now, one concern is that there's nothing here, so it'll change and immediately open something. Which might make it better for this to actually be turning off the opposite side. But on the other hand, going in, the boss comes out and then immediately has minions. That's got quite a bit more drama to it. Oh, well, for now, at least we'll just get this done. We can worry about that in a moment. So here is our in connection. Our in thing, if you will. I had a wonderful, magnificent experience recently where there was like an itch on my neck. So I just like go to squish it, and then it's like, huh, that's weird. My neck feels a little wet. And then I realized wasn't an itch. Nope. It was in fact a spider crawling down my neck. I have no idea why, but it was very close to my hairline, which means it was probably in my hair. And, ugh. I don't really have like any meaningful reaction to like Minecraft spiders. Maybe I've just been exposed to them for too long. But real world spiders, yeah, I'm arachnophobic. So yay, that was lovely. Okay. Just gonna neaten this up. Same hat, you've also had that experience? Okay, so now, if we push the button upstairs, either of the ones in the antechamber, we should get the boss event starting. Immediately. We do need to, like, fix that up first, but that should get this on the way to working. So, hit and run. Well, yep, seems to have worked. So, grand, yep, I can see that line on, so the whole thing's running. So we just need to add in another timer in between here, wherein the pulse from here sends it to turn itself, like sends it to open the door, but then the off pulse goes into that. I mean, we do need to make sure that stays that it's a pulse, because otherwise it will lock this completely. And how much power is left up here? 5. Oh, quite a bit, actually. Yeah, this might not actually even need the line here. Imagine. Let's just find out. No, it does. Okay. Now I know. But I can also move that block closer, which is even better. Yay, minimize redstone. Ew. Achieving the most with the least. It's basically programming. Ha! Right. So, tomorrow we can add in the mechanism that controls that door, and we can add in the timer so that there's a delay between, well, but firstly there's a delay between pushing that button and the boss event starting, and also we can control the door to shut when it triggers. I get the distinct impression we're going to be a little tight on space in the course of all this, but it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. Anyways, let's turn this off. And the sound that we heard, that click, was the dispensers going off there for that boss. Fueling? Buffing, I guess? Yeah, the boss buffing. So yeah, if you get stuck down there, it would be very unpleasant. You would be stuck there pretty much forever. Unless you specifically broke a lot of the stuff I was telling you not to break. At least I can see the dispensers from here. So, we do not want players falling in here, so this has to stay up during the boss fight. But hey, we're doing well. We've come pretty far. So, Monday we did a bunch of cleaning. Tuesday we started work with these. Wednesday we've got most of the boss fight running. Hooray. That's pretty sweet. And all with just vanilla redstone, not a single command block. Ugh. I would like command blocks. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it is, but it's not up to the ceiling. Okay, right. Like the old days, yep. Of course, the thing that continually concerns me with this project is when the harvester is running, I'm basically the only person that can stand near it and not experience massive FPS tanking. This is because Minecraft will try to render the water that's getting, like, pushed around, even if you can't actually see it. Which is very dumb, but it's what it does. So, I'm wondering what the FPS is going to be like for, say, Monkey around here when he's trying to, like, do this run. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say pretty bad. But we'll see, I guess. We'll see. Oh boy, running out of space in here. I might need a second chest option. Right, and also my pick's getting a little low. Right, well, it is currently about 10 to. So, if you hadn't figured this much out already, I'm doing one of these streams every weekday this week, so I've got 2 more. Thursday evening, as well as Friday evening. And those are all at 6 p.m. BST. Still not 100% certain if midnight will be happening at 11 p.m. BST on Thursday night, if XCOM 2 was the chosen, but stick to my Twitter, twitter.com/lyinginbedmon, same as the Twitch URL, to find out. I will let people know there if I'm exhausted too much, and it will be 2 days after, 2 days? 2 hours. Dear God, 2 days, it'll be like Sunday. It'll be 2 hours after I have finished my Week of Madness stream that day, so I might not be entirely full of energy. But other than that, I do YouTube videos. You will see the VOD for this particular stream, in fact, in full in a few hours probably, over at YouTube.com/remembercomic. You can find a link to that down below, most likely, I think. It's been ages since I checked. But, hope you've enjoyed me running around doing all this redstonery and digging, a lot of digging, and an impromptu bit of caving. And I shall catch you all next time on the Week of Madness. Good night.